Hello my pretties, here's a very random impromptu video. I'm holding a guitar, but the title says only 1% ever make it in network marketing. And I've been in one for 14 years, so what makes me so special that I'm part of that 1%? Enjoy the laundry machine going in the background, if you can hear that. So, I'll preface this by saying everyone wants to be free, to have more options in life, to enjoy life more, to spend your time on whatever your priorities are that makes your heart sing and life worth living and all those kinds of things. But for most people, almost everybody, that isn't the reality of it. Slaving away at a job and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go any more into that. You know what I'm talking about. Only 1% make it in network marketing. According to the FTC, I think it's a 1.6, so I could round it up and say 2%, but I'm just going to say 1 to make it look more scary. So here is why I think that is, and for those of you that do want more options, just watch this all the way to the end, and hopefully I will have a positive message at the end of it for you. So there's a lot of anti-MLM content out there that I really enjoy, to be honest with you. I'm not afraid of it. I don't feel threatened by it whatsoever. I'm not a Kool-Aid drinking MLM or network marketing person. MLM, multi-level marketing, network marketing, direct sales, those are all they're pretty much the same thing, but only 1% of the people make it. So what's being pitched out there in the anti-MLM world, which again, I love the anti-MLM world. I think they're fundamentally, the ones I've seen are good people. And there's not too much I disagree with them on, to be honest with you, but only 1% makes it in network marketing. So what the anti-MLMers are pitching is that if you get into a network marketing deal, the chances of you making it are only about 1%. So therefore, don't get in because the odds are stacked against you. And if you take that at face value, yeah, the odds are stacked against you. I wouldn't get in. I would never get in. However, they're missing one important variable, and this is the I guess the main disagreement I have with those people that I like very much, and that is the one variable they're overlooking is the variable of the individual, the variable of agency. So I'll speak from my example. When I heard that statistic that only about 1.6 or 1% makes it, I said to myself, well, I'm me. I'm not everyone else. I'm just going to decide to be part of that 1%. I'm going to find out what that 1% did. I'm going to do that, but in my own way. Thank goodness I added that nuance, my own way, because some of them are sketchy individuals, and I don't want to be sketchy. I want to be me, and I don't think I'm a sketchy person. So that was a pivotal decision that I've made a long time ago. In this context, I don't want to be like the 99%ers. I want to be the 1%, but in my own way that morally lines up with who I am and so forth. So that's the variable. Someone can look in the mirror, dead in their own eyes, and say, all right, I'm going to do whatever it takes to be in that 1% figure versus that 99% figure. And so at that point, that's pretty much exercising critical thinking faculties, which all of us have been blessed with as part of the human species. Now, if someone disregards that variable of thyself, and they just look at the statistics, then, gosh, this would not be a good way to go. It just wouldn't. That's where just go off and get a job somewhere. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It is what it is. If someone were to look at that ratio, 99 to 1, and just assume and decide that it doesn't matter what I do, there's no individuality at all, it's just, it is what it is, 99 to 1. If that's a person's perspective, then don't get into network marketing, go and get a job somewhere, and that's perfectly fine. But for those people, those of us, myself included, that look at a ratio like that and make the decision, well, there's the variable of thyself. I'm going to look and see what makes the 1% so special, and I'm going to do that, but in my own way, and in alignment with my own morals, because some of that 1% is deeply immoral. so I don't want to be like them. But there's a fragmentation of that 1% that, yeah, I can learn from that, and I can do it my own way, be the 1% in my own way. So that's really the key difference, is just making that decision. So anything that involves statistics, you're either going to default to whatever that statistic is at face value, or you're going to add the individuality aspect, the fact that you have agency, the individual has agency. That's an important variable. That is the variable. It's the variable that is dominant and overrides the other ratio variable of 99 to 1, or whatever it might be. In this example, it's about 99 to 1. So those are terrible odds, 99 to 1. And to live by default, to take yourself out of the equation, is a huge disservice to thyself if someone were to do that. So, hello, my couple of visitors. Nice to see you. So, I've been in this for 14 years, and I'm free. I'm one of those that made it. I'm in that 1% category. It's because I made that decision. I'm going to be the 1% because I'm including the variable of thyself, just like everything I've mentioned to this point. So what are the reasons that people get out of it? The 99%ers. I've been in it for a long time, and here's some of the things I've seen, and it's very individualized. I am not one of those Kool-Aid drinking network marketers that says, oh, they don't make it because they didn't put in the work. That's sort of a default position they have, where there's no critical thinking or no nuance. They're not considering individuality. There's different reasons for different people. Who knows? Some reasons are good, some reasons are bad. And that's quite a thing for network marketers to say, because a lot of people in network marketing will be like, well, if someone doesn't make it, the reason's got to be bad, right? I don't know, not necessarily. Could be a good reason, I don't know. But here are some of the reasons that I've witnessed, objectively observed over the years as a non-Kool-Aid drinking network marketer, MLMer, and that is some people get in, and through experience they decide it's not for them. They get out and they do something else. Perfectly cool. A lot of network marketers will gaslight people who do that, and it's unfortunate. So if you come across those people in network marketing, just tell them to F off, And there's some people who get out and don't make it because, well, they didn't put in the work. I've had people join my organization, and they'll tell me, Tom, I'm not going to BS you. I just didn't put in the work, or I showed up for 5 minutes and bailed, and so of course I'm not going to make it, and that's fine. And I'm like, yeah, no worries, man, no worries. It's all good. Your value as a human being is not any less because of it. And there's other people that will get in and they'll get out, or they'll stop trying because someone said boo, or someone said no, or maybe they shrank their goals. And there are people that don't show up and do the work for bad reasons. And there's people that just have a change of heart and they decide they want to do something else, and that's perfectly fine. But there are definitely those people that do show up for 5 minutes, get out, or they don't show up at all and they get out, or somebody says boo or no, or there's people that shrink their goals and their dreams and they get out. That's what I would call bad reasons. And then there's other people with perfectly fine, good reasons. And even the ones that use bad reasons, there's no reason to judge anybody. We all go through something. I've done things for bad reasons before, so I do not cast those stones at people at all. But yeah, the network marketing gig, only 1% is going to make it. And you can decide, an individual can decide if they want to be part of that 1%, do what it takes to be part of that 1% in a way that is in alignment with their sense of morality or not. So within the anti-MLM community, it seems like the main pitch that they make to you is, if you've only got 1% chance of making it, well, of course it's a bad decision. But what they don't realize that they're missing is the individuality, the sense of agency from one person to the other to decide if they want to be part of that 1%, or if they just want to default to whatever the ratio is. And it's not a good ratio. To pick that as a default, it's a terrible decision. But I think that's my major disagreement. Because think about it, all of the other criticisms that they have for network marketing and MLMers is based on that one statistic. And so if someone buys into that as a default rather than a decision, then yeah, the whole deal would be bad. Every other criticism would be valid. And overall, for every individualistic reason, it would just be a bad idea to get into it. But on the flip side, if somebody realizes the most important variable is not the ratio, it's the individual and how the individual responds to that ratio. That's the ticket. It's not a default. It is how one responds to that environment, to that ratio. And then one can do it. One can put the guarantee into thyself that they're going to do what it takes to do it, to be part of that 1% in a way that's in alignment with their own sense of moral value, and they can do it. So that's all it is. And just to share with you what it's done for me personally, being in the industry. And by the way, if you want to look at what I've got, orgasmicpathways.com. It's mostly music and health and fitness, but I've also got the opportunity there too. And if you don't see it, just private message me, let me know. I'll send you a direct link with information on it. But I got in, didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just dedicated myself to learning something new, getting out of my comfort zone, all those kinds of things. And it took me 90 days to change my health. It took me 2.5 years to fire my boss and not need a job anymore. And I haven't actively worked that business in a number of years, to be honest. And I still get the residual and the passive payoffs every week. Just lots of money deposited magically, seemingly, into my bank account for that upfront investment that I made of my time and energy. And that also springboarded me. Let's see, it was 2007 I got into network marketing. To February of 2010 is when I was able to build it to a point where it set me free of not needing a job and making me financially independent and all those things. And then that springboarded me to where a couple years after that point, I think at 2013 maybe, I got into rental properties. I purchased my first 5 within a year and a half, starting in 2013, a few more since then. And since then, I've done a few other things too. I got several businesses now, but it was all thanks to that network marketing business that I got into back in 2007. And then just taking on the learning curve and putting in that upfront investment of my time and energy. So that will pay off for the rest of my life now because I did that, whether I show up or not. And that's the dream, is to have it pay you whether you show up or you don't show up. Because, let me put it this way, some people will say, oh Tom, you're in a great place, you get to set your own schedule and get a paycheck anyway. And I'm like, no, it's even better than that. I can choose not to show up at all, not to schedule anything at all, and I still get paid. And that's going to continue the rest of my life. So that's pretty valuable. If a person wants a job, they can have a job, and there's nothing wrong with that. But let it be as an optional thing. Build up a network marketing business, make that upfront investment of time and so forth, so that you emerge at some future point having those options of never needing a job ever again a day in your life. It's there if you want it, but you don't need it. You don't have a codependency on that job market to pay bills, to eat, to afford mortgage or rent, to live, to be able to afford living without requiring yourself to need a job is beyond words. I'll never forget when I crossed that threshold back in February of 2010. It was one of the happiest moments of my life, because it would have a continuing perpetual domino effect over my freedom of having all of these options and to do this or that, and it doesn't matter if I show up or set my own schedule or set no schedule, it no longer matters. When your time is untethered from your paycheck, that covers your cost of living and other things, then that is the dream. That is the big threshold to cross. So I hope you picked up the concept of that, and I hope you go for it. This economy is completely rigged against you unless you're already one of the richest people in the world. This economy sucks. It really does. But you don't have to feel it. If you go to a place that's similar to where I'm at anyway, you don't have to feel it. Okay, I hope that made sense for you. If you want to private message me, you can. If you want a link to see what I got into back in 2007, I'm happy to share it with you. And that's all I've got for now. So make it a beautiful day. My laundry machine is making some very funny noises. If you can hear it on this thing, I have no idea. I think I'm going to go play my guitar now and eat some healthy food. Take care, everybody. I hope this was helpful. I really hope it was helpful. Bye for now.